All right, some interesting and for me slightly disappointing news. Sergey Kovalev will not be defending his WBO world light heavyweight title, against Marcus Browne. He will instead be facing Eleider Alvarez. Now, why do I say this is slightly disappointing? Well, I was looking forward to Kovalev versus Browne. Browne, to me, is a very improved fighter. He's a hungry fighter. He is slick. He's fast. He's a decent puncher. So I was looking forward to seeing what he could do against Kovalev. But that fight's no longer taking place because Browne has some legal issues outside the ring. He's facing, I believe, attempted assault and harassment charges. All right, so Browne is out of the equation at the moment. In steps Eleider Alvarez, and as the article speaks of here, Alvarez was actually Adonis Stevenson's mandatory challenger for a couple years. But because he hasn't been able to come to a step-aside agreement for Adonis Stevenson to face Badou Jack, he's decided to go a different route, which is the WBO route, and take on Sergey Kovalev instead. So Kovalev effectively is taking on Stevenson's mandatories for him. So Stevenson really owes Kovalev a thank you very much for taking that problem away from him. As it stands, Eleider Alvarez is still undefeated. He's a decent fighter. He's got pretty fast hands. He's got a nice jab. As far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen Eleider Alvarez down in a fight. He's not a massive puncher. He's an okay puncher. He's just a good, solid, all-round fighter. He's a decent-sized fighter, Eleider Alvarez. You know, he might be able to hang in there with Kovalev for a few rounds, but you would have to imagine Kovalev being the much sharper, bigger puncher, the more experienced guy at a high level, definitely the harder punching guy, and he's a skilled fighter himself. You have to imagine Sergey Kovalev will be able to take care of business when it comes to Eleider Alvarez. But stranger things have happened. You never know. Alvarez is going to be very motivated. He knows what he's letting himself in for. He knows Kovalev is an extremely destructive force in the light heavyweight division. Despite losing to Andre Ward a couple of times, he's still got plenty left. You've seen from his recent performances, he's still mean. He still hits very hard. And perhaps he might, from a technical point of view and from a physical fitness point of view, be better now than he was prior to facing Andre Ward. You know, the Andre Ward fights, Kovalev has said, were a wake-up call for him to get himself in better condition and to take the sport more seriously and be more disciplined. So Alvarez knows all this. He knows he's getting in there with a very, very serious adversary. Maybe he'll step his game up to the next level for this particular fight and surprise some of us. Because it would be a surprise to me if Eleider Alvarez won the fight. It wouldn't be a shock, yeah, but it would be a surprise because I've seen obviously a hell of a lot of Sergey Kovalev over the years, and I've seen quite a bit of Alvarez too, and I haven't seen anything in Alvarez which would lead me to pick him over Kovalev at this point. So again, I'm slightly disappointed. Alvarez is still a decent opponent, don't get it twisted. Yeah, this is still a perfectly good opponent for Kovalev to fight, but stylistically I just would have preferred Browne. I think Browne is a bit more fiery, a bit more of a spiteful character than Alvarez. That's the impression I get. And he's a southpaw, you know, and he's a fast, athletic southpaw, not like the southpaw Kovalev just fought, you know, not even like some of the southpaws he's fought in the past. This is a guy who can move, who's slick, who stays side on, who can land concussive punches of his own. I'm not saying he's up there with the Beterbievs and Stevensons and, you know, Vodseks and Kovalev himself. I'm not saying he's up there with the elite punchers at light heavyweight, certainly not. But Browne is, you know, he'll get your attention if he hits you. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, he's definitely got enough power there to sting Sergey Kovalev. I mean, Kovalev was hurt by Andre Ward with a punch to the head. Forget about all the controversy about low blows. In that round that the fight was stopped, Kovalev was visibly hurt and shaken from a right hand, a clean right hand which landed on his chin from Andre Ward. If Ward can do that, I'm telling you, Marcus Browne has the punching power there to be able to catch, to be able to potentially hurt Sergey Kovalev if he caught him. So yeah, to me that was a slightly more interesting fight, but still, Alvarez is a good contender. He's unbeaten, and you know it's a worthy substitute. Let's just put it that way. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. The fight is set to take place, it says here in the article, sometime this summer, and it'll be on HBO. A date and venue have not yet been finalized. So yeah, anyway, it's happening. I'm out.